let's talk about the four main differences between a Phase 1 and a Phase 2 property. Hi there, Dean Linnell here with the Linnell Group at the Whistler Real Estate Company, and I wanted to do a quick video just explains some of the main key points in the differences between Phase 1 and Phase 2 properties. Now let's just look at the usage restriction to start off with. Now, as we all know, a Phase 1 property has unlimited owner use. You can use it as much as you want. Phase 2s have a 56-day-a-year owner use restriction placed on it by the municipality of Whistler. So you've got a restrictive covenant there that restricts to 28 days in the winter and 28 days in the summer. What we're finding is that in a lot of cases, buyers shy away from properties that have a restrictive covenant placed on them. In many cases, they don't want to have a usage restriction placed on them where they can't use it as much as they want or be as free as they want in their time and usage of the property. You've also got the physical size of the properties. Phase 2 properties tend to be smaller. Now I know there are some one-bedroom Phase 2 condos such as the Cascade Lodge or the Coast Blackcomb Suites that are the same size as many comparable Phase 1 one-bedrooms, but on the whole, Phase 2 condos are typically a hotel room in a hotel type of a complex. Now the location of them as well is a little bit different. A lot of the hotel units are clustered around the bottom of the mountain, and that's fine for some. The amenities there make it great, easy for a vacation or a weekend up at your property, but other people may like to be further away from the slope, away from the hustle and bustle a little bit more, and perhaps in a larger one-bedroom or a larger two-bedroom, which you can't find in most of the Phase 2 hotel units. Now I know there are some. The Westin's got a few two-bedrooms, the Hilton's got some two-bedrooms, but they tend to be a little different. They're not a real two-bedroom. In a lot of cases, they're actually a lock-off. So one side is a studio suite, the other is a one-bedroom suite, and it's called a two-bedroom, which is much different than some buyers wanting to be in a property that's a true two-bedroom, larger, more spacious feel. So that's another difference between the Phase 1 and Phase 2 size-wise. Number 3, and this is a big one for a lot of people, is the ability to self-manage your property and do the rentals on your own. What we're finding is a lot of buyers would like to do Airbnb, they'd like to do Allura Direct, or they just like the ability to choose their own property rental manager. Where in the Phase 2 condo hotels, you've got the manager that's in place and you have no flexibility in using someone else or another management company with the hopes of increasing your rental income that way. Finally, you've got the ability to be able to do your own renovations. Now, in the Phase 2 hotel condo units, you can't upgrade the suite yourself. You can't renovate the kitchen. You can't change out the carpet. You can't put pictures of the kids on the wall. You're tied into any kind of renovation schedule that you've got going forward with the strata as far as the interior of the suite. In a Phase 1 building, you can upgrade the suite, you can do renos, you can increase its value that way as you wish. You can change out linens, you can change out the beds to bunk beds in one of the bedrooms if you'd like, and that's a big plus for people who really want to personalize their property and not necessarily be pigeonholed into the style of that unit and not being able to change a thing about it until the strata decides it's upgrade time. So these 4 factors really are what drives the difference between prices in Phase 2 properties versus Phase 1 properties. And it really dials down to the ability to be able to do things that you want to do with the property and have the flexibility to change rental, to be able to do renovations and look at different locations in town and have larger property as well. And that all factors into the price difference between Phase 1s and Phase 2s. Now, the final thing that I wanted to mention is that with Phase 2 properties, the banks in many cases are very reluctant to lend on them because of that restrictive covenant placed on title. And this is a really important point because if it's difficult to finance a property, it tends to be where you'll have to pay cash for it, or do an equity takeout for from your house down in Vancouver, let's say, to make a purchase. And if you can find a bank to lend on a phase 2 property, and occasionally every month there's one or maybe two banks that do lend, they typically ask for as much as 50% down or more, and they'll also ask for a higher interest rate to be paid. So usually it's a couple of points above prime, which puts it into the 6, 7, 8% interest territory, which really is prohibitive for buyers looking to finance a property in Whistler, and they really would have to just pay cash or put a big chunk down and pay a lot more interest. And that's what puts a lid on the value of phase 2 properties as well. So hopefully this is a good synopsis of some of the differences between phase 1 and phase 2 properties and why phase 1s cost a lot more than a phase 2 condo hotel does in Whistler. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, give me a call. All my contact details are here. Talk to you soon.